Hey Chem students, today's lab is going to be over acids and bases. I'm going to walk you through the procedure for this lab. So number one, first and foremost, put on those safety goggles or safety glasses. Our next thing, you're going to need a spot plate or a well plate. This is a spot plate or well plate. You need to make sure that it is completely clean of residue. If there's any residue, anything that's been left over, wash and dry the well plate before proceeding. All right, so steps 3 through 7, you're going to be repeating with all the samples that you have today. There's going to be 7 samples set up for you, 6 of which are conveniently labeled for you, and 1 which is not, which is just an unknown. It will be one of the other 6 that you look at today, but it's going to be your job to identify what it is. All right, so we're going to use a pipette. All the pipettes, too, are attached to our containers with a test tube. So that pipette needs to be used in that sample alone. So what I'm going to do for each sample, you may want to kind of mark your well plate. Some groups before numbered. So what it says is, using a pipette, transfer about 3 drops to the well plate. So when you use a pipette, you're going to squeeze down first, insert it, and then let go. Now I do not need that much. I only need 3 drops. So I'm going to put about 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. It's about all I need. Whatever's left over, I'm just going to put back in, squeeze it all out. Put it back in. Okay. So I have some of my sample. Now what I'm going to do is get a red litmus paper and dip it in. So red litmus paper will be housed in this container. You only need 1 sheet or even half a sheet per sample. So I'm going to get a red litmus paper and dip it in the well that has my sample in it. So there we go. Right? Dip it in, and I'm going to record my observation. So this is a red litmus paper and nothing has happened to it. So it's red and now it is still red. Discard these afterwards. All right, now I'm going to repeat it with the blue litmus paper. So I'm going to dip that in. Now my blue litmus paper turned red, so I'm also going to record what happened. So red stayed red, but my blue turned red. And now notice it is more pink than red. All right. My next step says repeat step 3, should be step 4, using pH paper. I'm going to add a few more drops. All right, so my pH paper will be in this vial. So I'm going to grab a piece of it. This is the way the pH paper comes. Now this part is very important. What you're going to do is dip into the well that contains your sample. As soon as you dip it, you're going to compare the color change that has happened to one of the 12 options on here. Now this is something that you want to dip and do immediately. Do not wait longer than 30 seconds. Anything after that, you're going to have to do it again. So I'm going to dip and immediately compare. So if it's around 1 or you think it's in between 1 and 2, write that down. I'm going to say it's closer to a pH of 1. I'm going to write that on the back and go on. All right, step 6 says add a drop of phenolphthalein solution into the well that contains my unknown. All right, so here's my phenolphthalein. I'm going to use my pipette and just get a couple drops of it. And I'm going to place it into my solution, and nothing happens. So I'm going to have to record that color change on my observation table. You're going to repeat those simple steps. So with the red litmus paper, blue litmus paper, pH paper, and the phenolphthalein indicator for all of your samples. So the ones that you know their identity and the one that you are looking for. So what I just did, I would fill all of that in on the line for hydrochloric acid, what I used. So make sure, follow those same steps for every sample before going on to the critical thinking and analysis part of the lab. Make sure that all the members of your lab group, their names are on the top. That I can give credit where credit is due. All right, if you have any questions along the way, please ask, and make sure that your safety glasses or goggles stay on the entire time.